Donnie Trump is the first president in our history to cut off food stamps for children. Let me repeat that. Donald J. Trump is the first president to cut off food stamps for children in 249 years.
This is hilarious.
I live off of child support. I live off of EBT. I've been living a very good life for like the past 14 years, okay?
Wait a second.
Like, who in their right mind would want to give that up? So you mind your business, you continue going to work, so I could continue living my lazy lifestyle.
Well, we're days away from a food stamp crisis, and millions of Americans are gonna feel the pain. But who's to blame? Well, look at this. It says the USDA blames Democrats for potential SNAP benefits lapse in new message and says the well has run dry. We are now starting to get some very interesting reports where some Americans are coming out and saying that they are just going to steal the food. They aren't going to pay for it. They're going to go to stores, steal the food so that they can actually feed their family. And I get it. That's a tough situation to be in.
My kids have not eaten in 5 days. It is the taxpayer's responsibility to take care of my kids.
Trump done cut them food stamps off.
If you're poor, don't have kids, okay? If you're struggling, don't have kids. Don't bring more in. If you already have them, that's another situation. If you don't have them, don't bring any in. And if you have two, don't go having another one. If you have one, don't go having two more.
So they say 2 million is getting cut off this month for the stamps. I'm about to go find out if I'm in that number, in that ratio.
It's been day 5 and I have not received no food stamps. My disability checks is on hold. My cash benefits is not coming no more. They're still pending. It is the taxpayer's job to pay for my kids to eat and for my kids to be taken care of. I have over 2,000 followers on TikTok and I can't get not one person to send me 50 cents. If you're watching video and you can't send me nothing, I'm blocking you.
Oh no, they're canceling food stamps. No! I'm from Texas. They did that a long time ago. We've just been struggling this whole time.
Thanksgiving is like right around the corner. That's the time people start getting ready, getting their groceries ready for that. All things really gonna do is increase theft, increase riots, and increase raids. There are people on here already making PSAs saying that if they do not receive their benefits on November 1st, they are already going to go ahead and start looting these stores. I did see a couple people on here already been reporting that a lot of stores they've been going to, like Walmart or whatever, has already been raided already.
Tension is rising across America as the government shuts down completely, and this is so unbelievable. Millions are at the edge of survival, and starting 1st November, food stamp benefits could stop completely. And what does this mean? This means that no help to buy food, no groceries, nothing. Totally nothing. Food banks are overwhelmed and shelves are empty. And people warn, if the government doesn't do anything to feed the poor will find a way to feed themselves. And some are saying, I quote, if they cut our food, we'll steal it. We've got to survive somehow. And yeah, of course, people have to survive. And experts call it a man-made disaster, a story of hunger, desperation, and survival in the richest country on earth.
What's crazy to me is that the majority of people who are criticizing those that are on food stamps are literally one step away from being homeless. Your odds of being homeless tomorrow and needing financial aid from the government are predominantly higher than your odds of becoming a millionaire tomorrow. I don't give a fuck if you work 12 jobs every single day. One house fire, one car accident, one illness or complications from an illness is all it takes for you to lose every fucking thing. But yet here you are, criticizing people whose stories you don't even fucking know, bro. Most of the people who are on food stamps have jobs that nobody fucking else wants to do, but they are jobs that need to be done. For example, I worked at a daycare taking care of rich people's children for $12 an hour. Now, what if all those fucking underpaid daycare employees decided to just up and quit their fucking job and go find another job like you said? Then who's gonna watch your fucking snotty ass kids? Cause it ain't about to be me, bitch. I'm telling you right now, if you don't fucking humble yourself today, the world will humble you. I can say for a 125,000% fact that nobody with an EBT card finds it to be a good time when they have to swipe that bitch at the cash register while there's 4 rich white men standing behind them scoffing at them for using government assistance because everybody's so goddamn nosy. Everybody cares about what everybody else is fucking doing. Well, shut the fuck up, bitch, because guess what? You're one house fire away from doing it too. You are one fucking car wreck away from losing everything and needing those same exact benefits. If you don't qualify for them, that's a good thing. That means you are not in some of the predicaments that some other people in this country are. Be thankful you don't qualify. Don't be mad. Be thankful. And if you are mad, hold up. Because if you are mad that you're not qualifying for food stamps, maybe you should get another job. Maybe you should get a better paying job. Humble yourself or the world will. That's it.
42 million Americans are at risk of losing food stamps next month. Let's talk about it in 30 seconds or less. The food stamp program, also known as SNAP, is at risk of running out of funding in about 2 weeks, according to Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins. This is happening amid the government shutdown. Right now, we are on day 18, and this means that millions of vulnerable families could go without food unless something changes. Rollins recently went on X and criticized Democrats, saying that they're putting politics before food security. But critics, on the other hand, say that the Trump administration never prioritized SNAP the way the administration prioritizes other programs. The government shutdown is happening because Democrats and Republicans could not come to agreement on a funding bill. And right now, there is no clear end in sight of this government shutdown. If you're just seeing me for the first time, my name is Brianna. I'm an Emmy Award-winning anchor. I'm Afro-Latina. I'm a native New Yorker, and I talk about all the things navigating through this world together, from news headlines like this, the government shutdown, and so much more. If you have any more questions about this, let me know.
I just got off the phone with my DHS caseworker. Somebody reported me to the state of Michigan because I drive a 2024 BMW. Not only that, but I have a couple Louis purses. So now they are forcing me to sell my BMW since I own it. Sell all 3 of my Louis purses and my wallets. And listen to this. And if I want to keep my $4,000 in food stamps, $2,000 in cash assistance, and Section 8, I have to find a job and work minimum 20 hours a week. 20 freaking hours a week. Double digits. I am 35 years old. I have never even put a job application in. I don't even know, how to do it. I don't know the first thing. I don't know even what to do. But if I want to keep my government benefits, I have to work. So, I'm getting a lawyer, and I am going to be filing a lawsuit against Mr. Donald J. Trump, because he is the reason all of this is happening.
I got a DHS letter in the mail this morning, and I just now opened it. And somebody reported me to the state of Michigan because I'm making money on TikTok, and I drive a 2024 BMW. They have cut my food stamps from almost $4,000 a month down to $88 a month. They are telling me if I want a review.
Wait, did she say she was getting $4,000 in food stamps a month? $4,000 in food stamps a month? How many children does she have? And how many children does she have out of wedlock? Hold on. I always like to give credit to the content creators. So the link is always going to be down in the description, back to the content creator. And thank you guys for sending me this to react to, regardless of whether I agree with it or not. I always like to credit the content creator. So that goes without saying. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off life. Did she say $4,000 a month? So you're being subsidized by the federal government, by taxpayers, by $4,000 a month. I just got to back up for a second and go back to the beginning and hear this in its full context before we really start to react to it. Because I don't want to get ahead of myself, and it may be something that I missed that actually, it may substantiate why she deserves it. So let me get back to the original message.
Got a DHS letter in the mail this morning, and I just now opened it. And somebody reported me to the state of Michigan because I'm making money on TikTok, and I drive a 2024 BMW. They have cut my food stamps from almost $4,000 a month down to $88 a month. They are telling me if I want a review that I have to sell my car. So you're telling me if you were on welfare, food stamps, cash assistance, Section 8, you can't drive a nice car? They are forcing me to sell my brand new BMW, or I lose almost $4,000 in food stamps. Not only that, they have taken my cash assistance totally away. They are telling me that Section 8 will no longer be paying 95% of my rent, only 10% of my rent. So I will have to pay a little over $400 a month now instead of $60 a month.
She got rent that's only.
It's bad enough that you're taking food away from people and families, but you're also taking revenue away from our grocery stores and our farmers. That's a big deal for the American economy. Our stores, they're going to be losing revenue. And what are they going to have to decide? They're going to have to cut back on worker hours. They're going to have to lay people off. So the ripple effects, the consequences of President Trump's cruel and callous and calculated decision, I guess, to cut off these benefits, not only impacts those who need the food, but also our broader economy.
If you are naive enough to think that the pause to SNAP benefits on November 1st isn't going to affect you because you don't receive food stamps, I want you to hear this. About 1 in 8 Americans receive SNAP benefits. In fact, in Oklahoma, where I live, that's 1 in 6 people. So about 600,000 people in my state alone, Oklahoma, receive SNAP benefits. About 1 in 4 children in the U.S. receive SNAP benefits. But you're not one of those people, so you don't care. But hang with me. When those benefits go away, just about $9 billion in grocery spending vanishes. So you've got to be thinking about not just the grocery stores being able to stay open and pay their employees, but you have to think about the entire supply chain, trucks on the road, people who provide food to these grocery stores. $9 billion. Every dollar spent in SNAP benefits adds about $1.50 to $1.80 to the economy. So cutting those benefits isn't saving that dollar, it's taking away that $1.50 to your local economy. But you don't receive SNAP benefits, you don't work for a grocery store, you don't drive a truck, you don't give a shit. But when all of those things happen, the only way to combat that is to drastically increase the price of groceries. Grocery prices are already up over 3% in 2025 alone, which is almost an entire percentage higher than the average increase in grocery prices over the last 20 years. I thought they were supposed to go down day one, though. So even if SNAP benefits only pause for 1 month, which, by the way, would be detrimental to all the people I mentioned before that you don't give a shit about, it will cost the economy roughly $13 to $14 billion in profit. And you can expect your grocery prices in just that 1 month to go up at least 1%. And states will stand to lose about $300 to $500 million in sales tax revenue. So even if you do not receive SNAP benefits, you never have, you never will, you do not want these to be paused on November 1st.
But I want to play you some clips. Look at this one right here, because this is something that a lot of people are extremely concerned about, and they are overspending at this time. Listen to this.
Y'all, I just read my email from DHS last night. And that just said, even if you have food stamps left on your card November the 1st, they system's not going to be accepting it at the store. So you need to go on and get shelf able food now that can last you from November and beyond. Hey, just a word being put out. Hey, yeah, that's some crazy work, G.
Here's the problem with what she just said. First off, there was a letter put out by the USDA that said that you should go get some shelf-stable food. And the reason for this is because it wouldn't make sense to go out there and buy a lot of fruits and vegetables that are going to have a very short shelf life. What the USDA said is to go and get food that can actually sit on your shelf for potentially weeks or maybe even months, because that's how long they expect these delays to last. Even if the federal government decides to open up today, which is October 26th, many people are receiving benefits in the next several days for the month of November. Here's the problem. These delays would, these food benefits would see a delay of likely 2 to 3 weeks, because the money still has to be, we still have to get the money, then it has to be appropriated to the right things, and then it has to be sent to the states. So that's the issue. But what she's saying is go out there and spend all the money that you have on your card, because stores are not going to be accepting it. That's not true. According to many reports, stores are still going to be accepting the food stamps. Here's the problem though. Some stores, and these are likely going to be the smaller ones, so your Walmarts, your Target.
They just cut off SNAP, food stamps, during a shutdown. Do you understand what that means? We're talking about parents who already can't afford groceries and kids whose only real meal comes from that card. And this government just said, no, you don't eat. Millions of people, mostly children, disabled folks, and the working poor. And here's the part that should make every I love Jesus politician choke. Jesus said, feed the hungry. He did not say feed them unless Congress is mad and wants leverage. He did not say feed them unless it's politically convenient. He said feed them. Full stop. This administration is choosing not to use available emergency funds to keep SNAP going, even though states are literally warning families that they won't get benefits on November 1st if the shutdown keeps going. That has never happened like this before in any other shutdown in history. So no, you don't get to scream Christian values and then starve kids on purpose. That's not Christianity, folks. That's cruelty. That's MAGA cruelty dressed up like religion. Use your voice, folks. Call it what it is. Shine a light on it. Shame it. Share this video. Feed people around you if you can, because if we're not feeding the poor, we're not the good guys. Also, release the Epstein files.
Of course, y'all seen all over social media and on the news that starting November 1st, 42 million individuals will not be receiving their SNAP benefits. And now here's my take on that. Now, the people that I normally feel, that I do feel sorry the most, that I will keep them in my prayers, are the elderly, the disability, and the people that really, really needed, like the very low income family with a lot of kids. The ones that I really do feel sorry the most, I will keep them in my prayers. Now, for the people that finesse the system, too lazy to even go out and get a job, all that I can tell you is you need to find a way and figure it out. With the government shutdown, people are already in cahoots when a lot of government workers has been furloughed. Some of the essential workers may have to still work, even though they're not getting paid and everything. And now when we're hearing about the food stamps being cut off starting November 1st, I mean, they didn't really stop and think that's actually what's exactly going to happen. And also, one of these days, when the government do shut down, when the government do open back up, when people start receiving their benefits right back, that's going to often cause the stores to become even more busier. Now, setting limitations on food stamps, you can't buy junk food, you can't buy any sugar drinks or candy and all that. With that, I totally agree on that. But immediately cut food stamps off completely from everyone, That's actually very diabolical, and that's something I don't agree with. Like I said, I only feel sorry for the disability and our elderly people that really needs it. I'm not the only ones I really do feel sorry for, but if everybody else is feeling lazy and don't want to go out and get a job, you're just going to have to find a way to figure it out. Just whatever you have left in your car, you're just going to have to just try to stretch it out, and, I'm pretty sure you will find some way to keep what you have and manage to the month of November, or trying to seek help from people you may know. So like I said, you just have to find a way to figure it out. So that's my take on that. So let me know in the comment section. Tell me guys how you feel about the food stamps being cut off starting November 1st.
So let me get this straight. They cut fucking food stamps because they said, people can just go to food banks. That was their plan. That was their goddamn solution to hunger in America. And then those same people turned around and cut $500 million in funding to those same fucking food banks. $500 million gone just like that. How fucking sick is that? This isn't just some policy disagreement. This is cruelty. Straight up, calculated, disgusting cruelty. People are going to go hungry. Kids, seniors, working families, people already hanging on by a thread, all because some rich assholes in suits think they're too good to care. And here's the thing, like it or not, there will always be people in our society who need help. That's not a failure, that's just reality. And it's fucking okay. Not everyone can work. Not everyone has family to fall back on. Not everyone gets a fair shot. That's why safety nets exist. That's why we're supposed to give a shit about each other. But instead, the people in charge, the Schumers, the Cruzes, all of them, they gut programs people rely on. Then they pat themselves on the back for being fiscally responsible. Like starving your own citizens is some kind of budget win? Fuck that. We are the richest country on earth. If we can fund wars, bail out banks, and give billionaires tax breaks, then we can damn well feed people. This system is broken. It's mean. And it's designed to stay that way unless we call this shit out every single time. So keep the receipts and don't let these assholes pretend this is anything but what it is. An attack on people who need help most.
If someone you know or you depend on food stamps, pay close attention. Major changes are coming under Trump's big beautiful bill. Let me break down what's changing, when it starts, and how it could affect your SNAP benefits. Now here's the timeline. October 1st, 2026, state will begin tightening SNAP eligibility. That means stricter income checks, faster recertification, and more documentation just to stay qualified. Now on December 31st, 2026, the new work rule begins. If you're 19 or 64 and don't have a documented disability, you will need to work, volunteer, or be in some type of job training at least 80 hours per month to keep your benefits. This applies to parents of school-aged children. Unless you have a baby or a toddler at home or some type of medical exemption, you will be expected to meet those work requirements too. Now, October 1st, 2027, states that make too many mistakes managing the SNAP program will face financial penalties. For example, New York had one of the highest error rates in 2023. Under the new law, they could be forced to repay up to 15% of program costs, which could result in title enforcement for everyone. This isn't to scare you, it's to prepare you. If you're able-bodied, now is the time to plan ahead. These changes are real. They are coming. Stay tuned. Like, follow, share for the next updates. I will definitely keep you guys informed.
Okay, you guys are not going to believe this. So I went to the store, and according to them, as I went to go purchase these croissants off of the shelf, you can no longer purchase them with your EBT card because it's pre-baked. So anything pre-baked, sodas, granola, and they want you to start baking from scratch. If you ain't baking from scratch, you ain't eating anymore. Because all these pre-made things that you could get, pre-made croissants, pre-made muffins, pre-made chicken, whatever, even if it's cold because you can't buy hot, you ain't eating if it's pre-made. So those TV dinners and all that, you ain't gonna be eating unless you getting some flour, sugar, milk, baking soda, and whipping it up together and rolling it out on a pan. So you best better be Betty Crocker coming around the corner and start learning some stuff, because you ain't gonna be eating.
Now, I'm so glad you young ladies are seeing now what's going on was really real with these food stamps. So many women are in an uproar about their food stamps and how they're going to feed their children because you have so many of them. And then you look at this TikTok app and you see how these men downrating y'all and talking about y'all, talking about if y'all hadn't had all these children and what do you expect? And not once have they came to y'all rescue and said something like this. Well, if the baby dads need to stand up and help these women take care of their children. Nah, they ain't gonna talk. They ain't gonna speak up for you. They just gonna talk about y'all and how stupid y'all was for having kids by these men. They gonna tell y'all something like this. You should have picked the right men. You should have had better choices men. But I'm gonna tell you this. Now you'll learn to keep your legs closed. Stop letting these jokers sleep with you, impregnate you, and now you making videos because you can't afford to feed them. And guess what them jokers doing? Out there spreading somebody else's legs, doing the same thing, and making videos about you and how you should have made the right choices in men. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna tell you facts. Stop sleeping with these jokers now. And I'm glad the government doing what they doing. These men gonna be hurt. Cause you women gonna see what's going on now when you don't get no help. You think you ain't get no help from the man, your baby daddies. Boy, look what's going on now, because the government cutting everything off. And I just made a video, God dog, they even cutting the Job Corps. Stop sleeping with these men, and then they can't make no videos. They gonna start making videos about how hard it is with them working 2 jobs because they got to take care of family and their kids and step up to the plate. I want to see these videos when these men start talking about how hard they got to work when you women stop opening y'all legs. That's what I want to see.
Gonna use black people because they know that we can rally our people against black people. But as we know, black people was at the bottom of DEI when it came to those positions. White women was the top at DEI. So they went after DEI. Okay, boom. A lot of white women lost their job. They went after these federal jobs. You hear a lot of white women crying about their jobs. Some black women too. But more white women work for the federal government than black women. Okay. They went after the abortions, right? Now they're going after the food stamps and the Medicaid too. A lot of people gonna be cut off of that. They not done. The college stuff, they keep attacking the colleges. They're gonna keep doing that and trying to take money from the colleges because women go there, get educated and get these jobs or whatever. They are slowly trying to attack everything that women benefit from. So the SNAP thing is just one more little piece of what they're doing to try to literally strip women of the ability to take care of themselves outside of a man. But once again, it has nothing to do with black women, Hispanic, Asian, whatever else. It's more so directed at the white woman. Now, there may be men of other races that agree with some of that too, because some of them say, well, some of them have got a little too out of pocket, but not like the white woman has with her man. Because, the white man wants his woman just to be there. He don't want her doing nothing. He don't want her to have her own money. He don't want, you know what I'm saying? He don't want any of that. We've never been that way as black men. We've never said a black woman can't work, a black woman can't have a business, a black woman can't have a career, a black woman can't do. We've never been like that as black men. Never. And matter of fact, white women have said this many times about black men. Oh, black men aren't like white men. They aren't trying to stop me and being oppressive and this and that and the third. They've said that many times on camera. But all these things I'm mentioning, DEI, the abortion deal, which I don't agree with abortion, but I'm telling you the motivation behind it was to stop the white woman from aborting their children. The SNAP program, attacking colleges, all the things they're doing is to go to get that white woman back in a place that they want. And then the white man say they need to repeal the 19th Amendment. So don't give them the right to vote. At one point in time, white women couldn't own property either. They couldn't buy homes and all of that. They had to have a husband. So you see, in white supremacy, the male has to be oppressive and dominant. He don't know how to share any kind of power, and he definitely don't know how to deal with his woman saying, I don't want to be with you. I am not marrying you. Ugh, you lame. And they're on camera literally saying that to their face, that they lame. And they say, well, I've seen this one white girl like, yeah, I don't really fool white guys.
Okay, so if this don't piss you off, nothing will. Apparently, the United States government has decided to cut back on food stamps in 32 states.
That's suspicious.
And they're discussing totally removing food stamps from people.
That's weird.
And that bothers me because that means they are taking food out of families' homes who are struggling to get by.
It is Tuesday, October 21st here on Capitol Hill, and I want to address one of the greatest lies the Democrats are telling the American people about the government shutdown. President Trump is not the one in charge of funding food stamps on November 1st. President Trump is not the one who is cutting food stamps on November 1st. Republicans are not the ones who are cutting food stamps on November 1st. This is 100% a fact, and it cannot be disputed. President Trump cannot spend a single dime on those programs or fund those programs without congressional approval. And a very long-standing law, which is called the Anti-Deficiency Act, prevents President Trump from being able to fund the USDA and SNAP benefits beyond November 1st. So where we stand today is we know that now, for the 12th time, Republicans have gone to the floor to present a clean, continuing resolution, and the Democrats, every single time, have voted no on it. Right now, Democrats have the ability to pass a mini CR, or what is also referred to as an anomaly CR, to fund the SNAP benefits program through the month of November and even beyond. Meanwhile, they can say no to everything else in the clean bill that Republicans have presented. If SNAP benefits are not funded on November 1st, it is indisputable. It is 100% the Democrats' fault. So to all of you, I challenge you, reach out to your Democratic members of Congress and ask them if they're willing to pass a single issue funding bill to fund SNAP benefits. And to all the legacy media out there, anytime you get in front of a member of Congress, ask them the same question, because that is when you're going to truly see who is on the side of the American people. Make no mistake, President Trump's hands are absolutely tied without the Democrats voting on either a mini CR or voting for the clean resolution that the Republicans have presented. Now, I am one that keeps my composure, and I will absolutely do so, but it's running very thin, because I'm watching the Democratic Party, the same party who threatened to sue the Trump administration for using funds to pay our servicemen and women, lie in the faces of the American people, lie on the legacy media networks, and not be held accountable. It's absolutely reprehensible that today the Democratic Party is playing politics with the lives of the American people. Much love, God bless, enjoy your night, and it is going to be a wild week here on the Hill, but one that we are most certainly prepared for.
I don't have anything more to say. He said it all.
So next month, a lot of people won't be getting SNAP benefits, aka food stamp. Now, it's sad because the people that don't really need food stamps are mad. Like, why y'all mad for? Y'all don't need it. Y'all just don't want to pay for expensive groceries, which I don't need. Now, on the other hand, we got people that really need it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got families to feed, and y'all probably don't have, enough money to really pay for groceries like that. So, yes, on the other hand, y'all need those SNAP benefits. But tell me what y'all think about what's going on with this, whole government shutdown and them not letting people get, their SNAP benefits for the month of November.
This lady on TikTok right now, man. Right now, as I'm doing this TikTok video for you guys, she's spazzing, she's crying. This lady is about 38 to 41 years old. She's on here saying her kids have not eaten in 5 days because they cut her SNAP benefits down to next to nothing. She says that it is the taxpayers' responsibility to take care of her and her kids. Now guys, mind you, we all seen this coming months ago. We knew back in January, February of 2025 that they were already proposing cutting SNAP benefits, making people go to work to be able to receive food stamps. It used to be years ago, if you didn't work, you get the food stamps, right? Or you were eligible for food stamps. Now, the president is making it to where if you work, you're eligible to get food stamps. This lady is on her going off, and then there's another lady who's on her spazzing as well, saying that they cut her food stamps from $1,000 all the way down to $212 a month. I'm not gonna lie, man. That's really not the government's fault, man. That's really your fault because y'all the ones who depend on it. You know how many women, and this is no offense to women, so please don't take this wrong, ladies. A lot of women have babies, a lot of babies, because the more babies they have, the more benefits they get, meaning that they can go the next 18 years without even having to work because they get that monthly benefit every month. They get that housing every month. They get that Medicaid, Medicare every single month. Coming online, snapping to a bunch of strangers who don't know you is not going to change your situation, man. To me, that's just another form of begging. We all knew that this was going to happen, man. So this is the time to get up and do something. You shouldn't have waited until it happened. We all seen this coming. If you're on TikTok making TikTok videos spazzing out about your food stamps getting cut, then you were on TikTok seeing the warning signs that they were going to cut food stamps. You guys let me know in the comment section, what do you think of this situation right here? Thanks for watching.
This message is for all the people that are complaining that they're not getting their food stamps for November. What did you do with October's food stamp money?
Here we go.
What'd you do? Did you stock up on pantry items and try to shop smartly? Or did you just go buy a bunch of processed garbage? By the way, you can thank the Democrats for the government being shut down and your benefits not coming through for November. Looks like you're going to be going to the food pantry for your Thanksgiving meal. I know a lot of food pantries hand out turkeys for Thanksgiving. All the sides and trimmings too. Lots of food pantries. You better figure it out. I'm sick of hearing you complain, honestly. You ever have this as a meal? I'm eating peanut butter and butter on toast. It's absolutely delicious.
Okay, so let me break it down to you. About 40 million Americans are on food stamps. 40 million. So that means seniors, children, people with disabilities would immediately suffer. Grocery stores will shut down. No one is spending money. People who work at those grocery stores will have jobs because the grocery store doesn't have money. Local economy will suffer. People who work in food-related industries will lose their jobs. Now, on a larger scale, if this happens, the United States will lose roughly $200 billion a year in spending, which means thousands of grocery stores in small towns gone. Higher unemployment in food industries. That little toast you're eating, you won't be able to buy it. So yeah, keep talking.
So, from my understanding, it's been confirmed that it will not be any EBT SNAP food stamps for the month of November, okay? But you can still make it. You can still make it. Cut back with the wigs. Go and get your hair done, your feet done, your nails. Do what you have to do to make sure that you are still able to put food in your house. I want you to think about our grandmothers and aunties. When they made grocery back in the day, they bounced around from store to store, catching different sales. Go back to the fruit stand. Do what you have to do to make sure that you and your family eat. It's not just about Thanksgiving. I'm talking about down the line too, because food is very expensive and it's just high right now. Everything is just overpriced and woo to woo this, you know this, but it's not the end. And I know some people is about to make videos and y'all are going to be mad and y'all going to be upset. Don't let them see you sweat. You're going to do what you have to do to make sure that your family is fed. You're going to make sure you're doing what you do to make sure that you still is putting food on the table for your children. Okay? And you're going to take this as it being a lesson. I told you what, when you give somebody 100% to feed you, you give them 100% to starve you. So this is really going to be good for some people because guess what it's going to do? It's going to make you get up and depend on you and also depend on God because that's the number one person you should be dependent on anyway. Okay? Hugs and love. Y'all be blessed, J-Lo. Everything going to work out. Mwah.
So apparently they are cutting off
food stamps for November and December, I heard. Not sure about December, but I know November is a thing. It's about to be the wild, wild west out here. Oh, and don't get it twisted. Um, the largest group of people receiving food stamps are and not. Just saying. But it's about to be the wild, wild west out here. How are you taking people's food stamps during Thanksgiving, where the kids will be out of school? Some people depend on the school to feed their children after the food stamps have run out or the food has run out. And now they're going to have them for a whole week at home without assistance. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, hey, well, they need to get up and work. Sure, say that. But the fact is, people need help. You never know when you're going to need help. So don't talk about somebody just because they're receiving help. And yes, there are people taking advantage of the system, but there are people that's in actual need as well. So we can't kind of pick who and who. Some people are really good at it. Hey, it is what it is. But it's about to be the wild, wild west. So to all the people who need grocery, get it now. I'm going to the store today for the rest of the month because I don't have time to be witnessing whatever's gonna happen. Like, people need to eat. That's just the reality of it. If you don't give them what they need, some people will take it. So be safe out there.
So y'all want to make a mockery about the government shutdown. Y'all want to make a mockery out of people who gonna lose their food stamps and can't feed their kids, right? Y'all want to sit up here and say people need to go ahead and get a job and then they don't have to worry about getting food stamps, right? But what y'all don't understand, right? Or what y'all ignorant about is that it's a lot of people who work a job every day, busting their ass, working 40 hours a week, and still they qualify for food assistance. Now ask yourself, why is that, right? So is the problem really people getting food stamps? Or is the problem really people not working a job? Or is the problem really people getting paid low wages and still can't make ends meet? So to all of you people out there, especially you black folks that's cheering about the government shutdown, let me tell you something. You are a part of the problem. And you better hope one day that it don't hit your household. Y'all be empowered.
I'm gonna tell you like this right here. If you done got your stamps for this month, or you haven't got them yet, if you done got your stamps, or when you get your stamps for this month, don't go running trying to sell your damn stamps. Don't go running buying all that goddamn junk food, them knickknacks and all that bullshit. Don't be trying to do nothing else other than put some grocery in that refrigerator and some grocery in that deep freezer, because I'm gonna tell y'all what's happening. So that whole rumor talk about no stamps being issued in November is a fact. Nobody in America that's in the EBT or part of the EBT program will receive food stamps in the month of November. Nowhere in the United States, if they have a government SNAP EBT program, wherever you are, they will not be issuing no benefits. Now, this is the crazy thing. I don't know if y'all really believe a lot of the stuff or if y'all reading up on it, but bro, brace yourself, because it's not just November. Listen to me. It's not just November. It's not just November. They trying to phase out and get rid of food stamps, just like they trying to do the Section 8, the government assistant, anything that's government assisted, any programs, they trying to get rid of all of that. You see what I mean? And they telling everybody it's to save money and it's the this and it's that. That's not what it's for. That's not what it's for. Don't be no fool. A lot of y'all, like I said, a lot of y'all wake up and run the social media and bullshit. Y'all receive food stamps. Y'all get some type of government assistance. Y'all better start waking up and looking what's going on around y'all. Cause like I said, you gonna wake up one day in the world and the life that you know and used to and feel like you entitled to, that shit gonna change. And they doing it right in front of your eyes. Like I said, you gonna wake up one morning and you're not gonna be able to walk in your grocery store and swipe that damn EBT card and fill up your pantry. You see what I mean? So for y'all, for the ones who don't know what's going on, For the ones that's not resourceful, for the ones that's not self-efficient, y'all better get on y'all shit. You will not get food stamps come November. And if y'all haven't been paying attention, don't sit here and just think, come December, they're gonna give me my November stamps and my December. No, they are not, because the way they talking, the way this Trump administration talking, you might not get them come December. And I'm being honest. So if you don't know what's going on, like I say, man, tap in, tune in with me, man. I keep y'all updated just like I did. And I'm like with the child support laws and everything else. If you don't know, hit me up. I'll let you know what's going on. Big.
Hey guys, I have been seeing nothing but the craziness of this food stamp situation on my TikTok, and I want to share my take. You can agree or agree to disagree. I understand where both sides are coming from. Okay, I understand the ones that are working hard and they're told that they make too much and they can't fill up a full cart of groceries and just get whatever they want. They have to get the little amount that they absolutely need. I definitely understand that frustration. 100%. 100%. I mean, everybody is struggling now. Even 2-income households, everybody is struggling. But the people that have food stamps aren't the ones that make the rules. So, like, why are we being downright ignorant towards people that are getting that help? Why are we acting like we know what other people's situations are and circumstances are? Yes, we all know that there's people out there that abuse the system. And that's so messed up. That's so messed up. It is to assist people. I have been there. I have needed it back in the day. Like, I have before. And I'm so grateful that it was there. Right? And you can agree to disagree. Like, people should only have it for a certain amount of time. Like, I don't want to get that far, go down that bunny trail. But the other side, people need help. I also get why have more kids when you can't afford the ones that you have. I understand that. But things happen. People sometimes make decisions that aren't the best. We all do that. Right? And regardless, these kids didn't ask to be here and they still need to be fed. Like, bottom line, they still need to be fed. So, and you, like I said, you don't know other people's circumstances, have no idea what people's circumstances are. And let's not forget the fact you should be grateful that you aren't in some of these circumstances. So I think that instead of spreading hate and voicing your frustration, go ahead and voice your frustration, because I'm frustrated too. And it's not towards other people. It's our government. It's not towards other people at all. Because like I said, I know people that need help. And I know people that work hard and should still get the help. So I'm not going to get on here and spread hate and shame towards people that I know that count on those food stamps. Because you know darn well, if you could qualify for those food stamps, you would want them too. Okay? It's just so frustrating. There's so much hate. Like, some of these videos, I'm just like, my jaw is open with how hateful people are being. Like, and belittling people that need that help. Like, it is wild. It blows my mind. I am here to say, if you are on food stamps, it's okay. Keep working hard. I'm sorry that, you're in a situation where you can only get groceries because of food stamps. You can't pay any type of cash towards it. I'm sorry that you're in a situation like that. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to say X, Y, Z, because I don't know what your situation is, but I'm sorry. And it breaks my heart for you that this is gonna really affect this is gonna affect families putting food on the tables for their families. Like, how do we not feel bad about that? Okay, that's all I have for right now. I hope everybody has a good day.
Trump has cut my food stamps from $2,800 down to $350. Now, what am I supposed to do? Huh? So I literally just got this piece of mail today saying that due to new policy changes from the Trump administration, all this shit, whatever, that all these cuts and whatever he's doing over there, now they're telling me I have to go work. Now I have to go do all this. Well, I literally got 5 kids. Okay. I'm trying to sit here and spend time with them. I'm not trying to go work, 50, 60 hours a week so I can pay bills. I just really don't understand. I voted for him this last election because I thought what he had good was going on, but now all of a sudden, all this policy stuff's coming out, and now he's making all these cuts, and now he doesn't want to help the less fortunate people no more. I'm done with that guy. I'm not. If he gets voted in again, I'm leaving this country because I'm not dealing with this no more. This is all shit.
Try to appeal to the humanity in a fellow American, but I realize y'all just don't care. So let me break it down for you. There's 3 groups of people that will not be affected by the suspension of SNAP benefit: the president, Congress, and the 1%. Everyone else is about to feel the heat of this. Want to know why? 2024, $100 billion was spent in what? Food stamp benefit. That's grocery stores, supply chain, truck drivers, and then the truck drivers need fuel, so gas stations, I can keep going. But I'm sure you don't care, because you probably don't work for one of those groups. Well, guess what? Your little groceries, they're gonna go up. So, happy defending.
So Trump is cracking down on food stamps. If you've been on food stamps, you're now going to have to do 15 hours a week of community service in order to continue to receive food stamps. Okay? 15 hours a week. Can you believe that? I'm going to have to go out here, even though I don't work. Okay, this is my time that they're asking me to use. I'm going to have to go out here and do 15 hours a week to continue to get my $4,200 in food stamps for my 7 kids. Unreal. Like, I have the time in the day to even attend to anything like that, right? And then on top of that, I also heard that if your child is 7 years of age or older, you're not going to receive food stamps anymore. So what am I going to do about all of my kids that are over age 7? How am I going to feed my kids now that it's being taken from me? How? Make it make sense.
House Democrat Catherine Clark just openly admitted, yes, we know American families are going to suffer. That's our leverage right now. They were given the opportunity to sign a continuing resolution for 7 weeks so that people would get their food stamps and their WIC and their Medicaid through November, through December, to give Congress more time to talk about their demands. And they said no. They don't want to sign so that you can have your food stamps, your WIC in November and December through the holidays, because your fear is their leverage. Your suffering is their leverage. They just said it out loud.
I don't know who need to hear this. I thought they was playing about the government shutdown just based on the impact that COVID had. But if you are impacted by the government shutdown, I do hope that you are going to keep your money in your pocket this holiday season. These organizations don't care about you. These businesses don't care about you. You and your family deserve better. During COVID, they still put food on your table. Food stamps came out. They even put money in your pocket when you didn't ask. Keep your money in your pocket this year, this holiday season. Your children can do without Christmas and all these other holidays. If you're from my city, baby, Philadelphia, we will be helping 10 to 15 families out with groceries for the month of November. This is the first video. I will be doing another video with details on how you can sign up. Please share this video, get it out there to the people so we can help some families not be as deeply impacted as others will be. And understand this shutdown only affects certain communities and certain people, similar to COVID. But hold your head up. You got this, and you will be okay. If anything, this shutdown is going to let you know that with or without it, you can survive. Peace and blessings.
This goes out to all the people getting their food stamps cut off. It's about damn time, bro. How the hell I've been working in this country since I was 14 and still can't afford to buy food or all the food that I want. Then you walk past a bitch in the grocery store with 3 buggies full of shit. 1 buggy full of chips, ice cream, and cookies. The other one full of water and juice and shit. All kind of drink, whatever drink they like. And the other one full of meat from the meat store. And still got food stamps left over. But I get up every damn day and work from sun up to sundown. And can't make ends meet. And be hungry going to work sometimes. It's about damn time. I've been tired of that shit.
I'll realize that food stamps is not going to be the only thing cut in November.
There are multiple Lifeline programs that's going to be cut. Food stamps, Head Start, the Home Energy Assistant Program, which is a program that basically helps people keep the heat on. Let's not forget WIC, which helps moms and young kids with nutrition. All of these programs are on the chopping block if this shutdown continues. This is not just a minor inconvenience. This is people's lives on the line. We are talking about tens of thousands of preschoolers losing access to education. We are talking about families that rely on WIC to feed their babies that will be left struggling. I thought Republicans were pro-life. I thought that they were going to take care of the babies. Kids are going to be freezing their butts off, not be able to go to school, and not have access to food. That's what we're doing to kids. And as you all know, everything causes a ripple effect. If you are intelligent enough to understand how the economy works, you know everything causes a ripple effect. Yes, it will affect you eventually. So make some mother effing noise, because it's not just about politics. We are talking about people's lives. We are talking about children's lives.
There was a time when I had to use food stamps just to feed my family, and that moment changed everything I believed about money, pride, and freedom, because I realized something most people never will about being broke versus poor. The government is threatening to shut off EBT food stamp benefits again, and some folks are still sitting around like the system cares about them, when they know it doesn't. Look, let me tell you something. The government doesn't care about you. You, your family, and your real friends have to care about you. Look, I grew up on food stamps when they were paper. And when I got out of the military, I had to use food stamps again for about 3 months. But I hated it. I hated having to depend on them just to survive. I didn't feel like a man because I couldn't take care of my family the way I wanted to. That moment changed everything for me. I realized being financially broke is temporary, but being poor, that's mental. Broke is a situation, but poor is a mindset that says this is all I'll ever have. And that mindset is what keeps you stuck, depending on a government or a job that was never designed to set you free. You don't have to keep waiting for somebody to rescue you. You don't have to depend on a system that was built to keep you limited. And you don't have to be the victim of your circumstances. You can create something. You can sell something. Or better yet, you can partner with somebody who's already selling something and both of y'all can eat together. Stop waiting for the system to feed you. Start building something that can feed your future generations after you die. You don't have to be rich to start. You just have to decide that you're done being poor in your thinking. If you struggle with money always running out before the month end, this shift in your perspective will help you create your own economy so you never depend on the government or a check again. If you struggle with fear, doubt, or feeling like freedom is out of your reach, this reframe in your perspective and your identity about who you are, it will show you how to build your legacy, and you can do it from scratch, starting with what's already in your hands, your smartphone, watching this video. Because the truth is this, you were never meant to survive off the system. You were meant to build your own system and your own economy. Now go out there, make some money, and take care of you and your family.
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.